everybody, and welcome to our third now. Wow, we've made it to 3 virtual cocktail classes, and I hope you're excited as we are to be a part of this today. It's really exciting to have this going for all of us here at the Oliver Hotel and the Peter Kern Library. Thank you guys, for choosing to shelter in place, and while also supporting us here at the Peter Kern Library through this virtual class. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to offer this for you guys and to have the opportunity to offer a virtual class still is really amazing. It's so exciting to be able to provide this service for you guys, and here we are. So you guys received a cocktail kit that you came by and picked up. Has some munchies in there, and more or less the things that I have in front of me right here. So you guys have your own tools that you can use. You have a lemon that we'll be cutting for some peels. You have 2 cocktails that we've pre-measured. So don't forget, if it's only you and you don't want to drink a double-sized cocktail, which even if you do, we're not going to judge. But everything's measured out for 2. So be sure, if you're choosing to just have one, to half the ingredients that you have. And don't forget about the tools that we have here. That being said, we're super excited. We got to donate some of our proceeds to the Women's Foundation here local to Knoxville, which is just really exciting. And we had the opportunity to work with Castle and Key. And we've had a long-standing relationship with this company, and it's really great to be able to come and provide this service and work with this company. We really like them. We think you guys are going to love them as well. And yeah, that being said, we'll start to work our way into the class here. To give you guys like a quick synopsis, this is the intro. We're right here. We're letting you guys know that we're here, you're here, and we're about to make some cocktails. Now, I'm going to step away for here in just a second. We'll have one of our famous librarians here at the Peter Kern Library, Josh Burchell. He's going to come and he's going to talk about the last word. We're going to make a last word, and you guys will have that cocktail. Feel free to hit the pause button, enjoy your cocktail, work on some of those munchies that you have there in your kit. And then I will come back, we'll work on the Vesper, and we'll learn how to throw a cocktail. That'll be fun and exciting, right? And after that, once you enjoy your Vesper, don't forget, right around 9 o'clock tonight, we're gonna have a live Q&A with Brett Connors from Castle and Key, brand ambassador. He's got a great beard. He's super knowledgeable. You guys are gonna love him. He has he's taken us around Castle and Key. He's taken me around Castle and Key twice now. I think Josh has been up there like every week since they've opened. So that being said, we'll share a little bit of our experience with Castle and Key with you guys as well. And yeah, that being said, let's get into the class. Let's get to working, and let's get to drinking. Cheers.
Hey guys, good evening. So I'm Josh Burchell. Really appreciate that introduction from Matt Leonard here. And as he said before, we're very, very thankful for all your continued support during these troubled times and strange sense of economy, especially here in the service industry. So thanks so much for continually supporting the Peter Kern Library, and also the fact that we get to donate to a charity and keep on the forefront of really important issues here in the city, in the nation as well. So all these things are great. Let's throw some drinks. So the very first time that I go through this, I'm going to use our tools just the way that I would serve this to you here at our bar. I'm going to use all of our ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and set some bottles up, and we'll talk through those in just a second. We'll need that one a little later, come back to it. But yeah, I'm going to go through this once. So go ahead, sit down, make yourselves comfortable, grab some snacks. and just watch through, see how the process is going to work, see if you have any questions, save those for later. And then I'm going to go through one more time. I'm going to use the tools that are included in your kit, show you how all that's going to work on your end so that nothing is bewildering. I've got all the same ingredients here, again, measured out for 2 last words. So give me just a second, we'll get set up. So the Restoration Gin is what we're going to be using now. It's the baseline offering from Castle & Key. They've been open for about 4 or 5 years now, and this is their General London Dry Gin. Fortunately, they've put out a couple more seasonal releases, and we will dig into those very shortly. But this is the one that we use in our well here at Peter Kern Library. We actually use that as a default unless somebody specifies what gin. We're happy to recommend this one. For this cocktail, I'm going to be using 3/4 of an ounce of gin per cocktail. Again, yours is double, so we'll go ahead and throw in 1.5 ounces. That's going to be a full shot glass worth if you're recreating this later. Now, moving beyond that, we have one of our favorite liqueurs that we enjoy here at Peter Kern Library. This has been made continuously for the last 415 years. It's called Green Chartreuse. It's actually the only liqueur to have a color named after it. We throw that in. And this cocktail is super easy too because it's got 4 ingredients and they're all the exact same measurement. So it's going to be 3/4 of an ounce of each ingredient per cocktail. Going to throw in some fresh squeezed lime juice. And again, we've done this for you here. Honestly, it's worth your time to go through and squeeze these limes yourself. Again, if you're recreating this in future, and that's what we've done in your jars here, is we've gone ahead, squeezed these limes the same day that you picked up your cocktail kit. It makes a huge difference in the overall flavor. Now, the 4th and final ingredient that I'm putting into here is a bitter maraschino liqueur. It's made by the Luxardo family continuously for the last 199 years. And this one features in a lot of drinks that we make here. So tune into future classes, see how we can work through that bottle as well. And once you have all 4 ingredients in, I'm just going to ice everything down and get ready to pour it through. And when you're shaking, each bartender finds a unique way that they shake cocktails. We at the Peter Kern Library have 1.25" cold draft ice cubes that are very, very large, and so they take a lot more effort, and sometimes some bartenders look a little foolish when they shake. It's just a way of having fun, loosening up, keeping the movement going while you're on shift. You at home, if you're using ice straight out of your freezer, you may not have quite as big of cubes, and that means that they might break down a little bit quicker, so you don't have to shake quite as hard or quite as long as I do. Just honestly go until your jar feels cold. And again, we'll go through one more time with the equipment that's packaged there in your kit. All right, here we go. And we can tell it's done when we have these Parisian shakers, all that nice frost on the outside. You really see that you want a cold drink. But the other reason, and you'll be familiar with this talking point if you've seen some of our other cocktail classes, is we're going through and aerating that. We're forcing tiny little air bubbles all through the cocktail. And that makes things that are very tart and acidic, like lime juice, a little bit more approachable, and a little bit more soft. All right. And we're going to go through one extra step here that you may not be able to recreate at home, but if you're looking to invest in future cocktail equipment, we like to use a fine strainer. It's not by any means a requirement. All this is going to do is sort out some of those little bitty ice chips as everything's breaking down. Perfect. And this will allow you to have a nice smooth consistency as you're drinking your cocktail. So guys, that is what we call a last word. Really simple. 4 ingredients, bright green color, nice tart, refreshing, ice cold drink on a hot summer day. So let's go through that one more time. If you're ready to follow along with me, you're going to grab the 4 ingredients that go into this drink. The lime juice, the restoration gin, the maraschino, and also the green chartreuse. Give me 2 seconds, get everything set up. You do likewise. Meet you back here. Now, I do want to go ahead and reassure all of our viewers there at home that this is not alcohol abuse. These have not been dumped down the drain. They've been saved for a later date. All right. Now, digging into your kit, you're going to see this plastic mason jar. That's what we're going to be using instead of a shaker tin. If you have your own tins at home, feel free to use those. This is by no means a requirement. This is just a suggestion, just so that everybody has a fair and level playing field. One more time, just for our friends in the back, these are doubled cocktails. I've got 1.5 ounces of each of these ingredients, so be sure that you have 2 glasses prepared. Now what we've done, we've served these in the classic, this is actually a Western, former Russian bloc country that we source these crystal glassware pieces from. If you don't have something that nice, honestly, just a rocks glass from your home bar will do. Anything is fine. This cocktail, since we are putting that dilution, that aeration into it while we're shaking, you don't have to serve it with ice at all. You just throw it into the glass as is. These liqueurs are sugary, so sometimes the inside of the cap may stick. And finally, that restoration gin. Please do, if you have written down any questions through all of this, hang on to those, as at 9 o'clock, Matt Leonard and Brett Connors, myself, I'll be available to answer any of these questions, talk to you about the distillery, about the cocktails. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the history of this one as we work through it. But please save those up. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be everybody here involved in the in-person class as well. We're going to go through and see, just to make sure everybody's on the same page by the time we're done. If you're going to do something with the library, it should be educational, right? Now, all you need once you have your 4 vials dumped in is just throw in some ice. Screw the lid on tightly. And these are plastic rather than glass, so that means we can give them a little bit harder shake than you would if it was just a typical mason jar at home. You can actually see some of the frost developing on the lid there as well. See that same effect that we have. Again, set your glassware out. If you want to ice it down beforehand, these are already chilled. We're ready to go. And the most simple way to strain this out, again, even if you don't have a fine strainer, the Hawthorne strainer, the equipment like I was using, you just turn the lid upside down, set it on top of your jar, and that will hold the ice back long enough for you to pour the cocktails. A little bit more challenging to get your wash lines right, but still. Now guys, one final note about this cocktail. This is called the last word. It was actually invented by a man. His profession was called a monologuist. We may as well just call it a stand-up comedian today. It's the vaudeville touring act. And he really enjoyed some of these older liqueurs. At the time, they had really terrible bathtub gin, being that Prohibition era. This is about 1916, just leading up to when we signed the 18th Amendment. We couldn't have booze anymore, so people were making really cheap stuff in their bathtubs. and it was terrible, but somehow this cocktail has still endured because they enjoyed it so much. Now we're very fortunate to have this restoration release London Dry Gin from Castle and Key, and it's very enjoyable, and still with these equal parts measurements, it shines through and really is the star of the show. Originally this debuted at the Detroit Athletic Club. On that bar menu it was 35 cents. Unfortunately here at the Peter Kern Library we will charge you just a little bit more than that. But again, this is full of some premium stuff that is extremely enjoyable. So please, enjoy your drinks here. Feel free to pause, grab a snack, and then coming right up we'll have Matt Leonard. He's going to walk you through the Vesper Martini. Again, you've got all the equipment for that one in your kit as well. And cheers, guys. All right, everybody. Hopefully you've had a chance to enjoy those drinks, enjoy some food. So here is Matt Leonard. He's going to talk you through the Vesper Martini.